Live. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to Expitality Time, the experience of hospitality, because the experience of hospitality truly transforms the world. I'm your host, Michelle Oliver, and I am so happy today on this lovely Friday because I usually come on here alone. Today, I have this beautiful guest with me, Mary Arlington, and I'm going to read this because I just asked her for her title. Mary Arlington, CEO and Executive Director of Rivers and Rockies Outdoor Lodging Coalition. That means a lot to a lot of people. And we'll have to have another time where you share all about that. Because today, what I often say on this show, actually, Mary, and then I'm going to turn it over to you and quit talking, is that people are inspired not by what they know to be accurate, parentheses, about anything really, or about their lives, but by what they can believe is possible for them. And Fridays are really, I come here and share something I've learned, something that maybe will inspire other people in hospitality, especially outdoor hospitality. And we had a call this morning, and I asked you, would you come on and just share that with the world? Because it was so inspiring. And I told you that many of the people I've been talking to in the last couple of weeks, the women say, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. And I don't really know that I want to go back to whatever it is. And then I got on the phone with you and you're like, I'm so excited. So share with us this energy, what's going on and what is it that has inspired you so much?
Oh, well, thank you for talking to me this morning and now, because yes, I am excited. And no, yes, I am tired. I am really, really exhausted, but there's so much energy and excitement around all that's happening that the weariness just has to take a back seat. And I
Yeah.
think that's what it is what do you focus on? Are you focused on your weariness, or are you focused on what you can do, or where you could go? So Rivers and Rockies is a brand new organization, but we've got 55, 52 years between some of the people in the industry here in this organization, and I've got 25 years in the industry. That that means we've got a lot to bring to the table. But what was exciting about it was that we were able to bring to the table every single pebble and rock and boulder that we've been carrying for all those decades and study it on every angle and say, what do we want to do with this? Do we want to morph it? Do we want to throw it away?
Yeah.
Start over? What do we want to do with it? And so we did that to every single detail, taking into account the members. Then, after doing that, October 1st, Rivers and Rockies launched its thing for its members. And immediately we were at the glamping show. That's where you and I last saw each other.
Yeah.
The next week I was at a meeting, and the following week I was in a meeting with members. And the meeting wasn't, let me tell you about us. The meeting was all about, how was your camping season? What were you seeing? What are the trends? What are the issues? And so as they're talking for a day and a half, I'm just jotting notes, ideas, taking what I'm hearing and figuring out how we can assist, how we can solve that problem or assist them in finding new solutions. And that's what we then turn around and work on with our upcoming sessions and our legislative session and our community meetings within the tourism industry. And so I have so many notes and positive ideas that revolve around issues, that revolve around heaviness and burdensome and, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But we're
Mm.
not focused on the tired, we're focused on the solutions.
Yes, beautiful. Well, even that would be enough. We could end right there. But, or I should say, and we're not going to, because I think it was really interesting when I was listening to you earlier this morning when you said you told me what wasn't happening there, which was we weren't looking at, I don't know what you said, like I think spreadsheets and all the classes or whatever, you were communicating, like you were connecting, and then you were communicating as human beings. And people were just kind of sharing. They were probably some venting and just like moving the energy. Like,
Yeah,
and in order for that to happen, you have created something that cannot be overestimated in its importance, I think, which is an environment wherein people can do that.
right.
So, talk to me a little bit about that.
So, so when you enter into any of the meetings that I put on, there's basically a trash can outside that says, deposit into here. Your
Yeah.
heaviness, your weariness, your anger, your political views. Oh my gosh, we're such a divided country. Deposit that into this can, and then you take a few steps inside the door, and there's a sign that says, here is where it's a safe zone. It's
Mm.
it's a place to express your issues because we don't want to deny there are issues, there are problems,
Yes.
there's exhaustion. But let's not focus on that. Let's figure out how this problem became and what do we do with it? How can we change it, improve upon conditions? And that was our focus the whole time. I stressed repeatedly, safe room. You
Yeah.
can literally say, and I've heard it, I don't pay my employees anything. They're all volunteers. And I know in that particular state, that
You
doesn't
can't
cut it.
do that. Yeah.
We're not going to turn them in, and we're not going to belittle them, and we're not going to say you can't do that. We will educate on best practices. We will point out alternative ideas. But it is a safe zone, so you can bring anything to the table that needs to be stated. And when you leave, that just what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, what happens in my meetings sort of stays there, except I pull from it and bring back to everybody opportunities for maybe seminars that relate to how to solve these problems, or in some cases legislative issues we need to take to a legislator. So
Yeah, I think it's so significant because that these people are off. It's like any small business, honestly. You're off doing the thing, and this campgrounds, I mean, it takes 24/7. People are
yeah,
pouring into these things, and then to have the opportunity to come somewhere where you're not going to be judged, get it out on the table, and then you're facilitating that to turn it into something positive. And then the energy that you have now, which is contagious, is what these people are hungry for. It's the energy that feeds them. It's not like they really don't need to go on well, maybe they need a vacation, but you can go on
yeah, they
vacation
do.
and there you are with all your problems in a beautiful place, right? So you're actually helping them move through these things, and then you come back energized. So what would you say, like one or two or three, maybe there's like 3 points of what you recommend when you are moving towards something? Like, how do you take that problem and turn it into an opportunity of where you're going to
Well,
get
the
focus? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, the first thing I want to know is I'm looking at the room and somebody's speaking of their issue, and I'm looking around, and are the heads going, yeah, what person is saying, or are they saying, I've never experienced that? That's just something I'm looking for. How receptive are people? How acknowledging are people that this is their reality? Another thing I'm thinking of is, who do I know? Do I know somebody who's gifted in speaking on this matter, or who works in this field, or a supplier member who provides products that could relieve this stress or strain, or whatever. So my mind is kind of out there thinking, because I've got 25 years of networking, connections, experience. As a former park owner, I know what it's like to, I don't know, have a disaster at my park and things like that. So I'm putting on my campground owner hat. I'm putting on every hat that I can think of.
Right.
And then, even then, if I still don't have an answer, I've got a piece of paper in front of me, or a device, and I'm typing it in, putting that on the list to research. But I tell people, if you're trying to reach me while I'm traveling, I'm really hard to reach because when I'm not in my office, I am with whoever I'm with. I am present in the moment. I'm not going to be listening to a park owner while I'm texting somebody else or reading emails. I'm
Right.
fully engrossed in that, which means when I come out of there, I'm a bit backlogged.
But this again, it always comes back to these really simple principles that are so hard and difficult to execute. And I just hear you saying again and again, communication and connection. You're connecting people with other people. And in order to do that, you really do have to be present. And
Yeah.
what a gift for people to be heard. Taking time out to listen. I mean, it's such a simple concept, right? But how often do we really do that with the people we serve? Listen, that's the biggest part of communication, and then connection. They
Right.
all feel connected. Like what I hear you saying is you're looking for connection, they're connecting, and then you're connecting them with a solution. So what do you do to help them continue this forward thinking? You said webinars, educational things, so you're drawing them back in to learn, right? What else do you do?
Oh boy. Well, if the solution is to talk to a supplier member, I've been known to reach out to the company and say, I've got a situation I think you need to be aware of. I recently had a situation where a park owner contacted me and said, I can't, it was at the beginning of the season. I can't live with the software program I'm using for my front office and online reservations. I need help. And I'm like, I knew what program they used. And I thought, well, this is the worst time of the year to try to change. You're going into your season. You've got your employees trained. We need to find a solution within this company rather than going out and starting some other program. And so I reached out to the CEO of that company and said, we've got an issue here. And boy, that person was extremely thankful and
Oh,
was able then
wow.
to, and said, I know exactly what the issue is, and we have a solution. We just have to put that packet, we have to connect that solution to that package. And I think by the end of the week, it was resolved. And
Oh
that's
my
something
gosh,
that,
fantastic.
yeah, it's just, it is. So what is a coalition or an association? It is all relationships. It's all about relationships. You can send me money every year and pay your dues. And that certainly helps because we are nonprofit
Yeah.
and poor. But
Right.
if you don't participate, if you don't call me and tell me of your issues, if you don't call me and tell me of your praises, tell me that you love this solution. Tell me that I use this product at my park and they should be a supplier member because I think other parks could help this company with their product. Talk to me about whatever is going on. Tell me that you've got a wildfire. Tell me that you need help with displaced campers. Tell me that you've lost your employees. I can't be the solution, but I can bridge you to the solution because it's all about relationships.
Mm.
Everything I do, unless I'm talking about the budget, everything I do is about relationships. And these people are they're an extension of me.
Yeah.
And I hope they know it. I don't have children, so my members
Gonna
are
say
my
these are your children. These are
yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, I could talk with you all day. I'd love to have you back on. But we started a little bit late
That's
and
okay.
have to end. But thank you so much, Mary. So anyone who's watching, look what you keep saying, communication. Connection, listening, and then problem solving. And that's when you communicate, you can get over the hump, right? But like you keep saying, if you don't talk about it, how do you know? And
Right.
how do you get a solution? So, okay, well, God bless you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful weekend. Everyone
Thank
go
you.
out there and be generous to someone else because that's how we lift ourselves up, right?
That's so true. Thanks for having me on.